Hello guys, guitarist Hristo here, and today I'm going to be talking about some of my very favorite concepts for chordal substitution and reharmonization. As you saw in the beginning of this video, I played a few substitutions for a C major 7 harmony through the entire range of the fretboard. And so in today's mini lesson, I wanted to break down the thinking behind that way of substituting chords. Now this is something I called Undercover Substitutions, and I have a few publications available on my website that talk in detail about what I'm going to explain to you today. I'm just going to give you the very basics. You can have an idea if that is something you want to explore any further, and if you do, there's plenty of material I have available for that. So let's get to it. I'm going to take a C major 7 chord. Now, we know that the guide tones, the most important notes of any chord, are the 3rd and 7th. And so if I was to extract the 3rd and 7th of C, that would be the note E and the note B. E is the 3rd and B is the 7th. Now, that is true to any chord. Any chord has two most important notes. They're always the 3rd and the 7th. Those are the two notes important for all the voice leading and harmonic resolution in Western music. And so if you take a 2-5-1 progression in the key of C, D minor, G7, and C, the only thing that really is of importance is the 3rd and 7th of D, which is F and C, becoming the tritone by the C dropping down a half step to B. That becomes the tritone of your G7 chord, F and B, also the 7th and the 3rd of your G7 chord, and that tritone resolves to give you a C major chord. That's why you want to hear a 1 chord after a 5 chord, is because this tension in the tritone pushes you to resolution over the 1 chord. And so really the harmonic movement, the harmonic vehicle of all the connections between chords happen to be this, gravitational pulse of attraction between the 3rd and 7th degrees of any harmony in any progression. So now let's go back to my C major 7 chord. The 3rd and 7th of C are the note E and the note B. So technically any chord that I can find that contains those two notes within it becomes a potential option for substitution over a C major 7 harmony. If I take just randomly the note F as a bass note, and if I was to justify those two notes, E and B, E can be a major 7 against F, and B can be a sharp 11 or flat 5 against F. So if I find a chord rooted on F that has a major 7 and a flat 5 or sharp 11 in it, that becomes a direct substitution for my C major 7. Now there's plenty of options here, but F major 7 sharp 11, it's a substitution in the place of C major. For example, F diminished major 7, it's a great substitution for the C major 7. I can also voice it over here. It's a good voicing, so maybe a C major major 7 as a substitution, as a contrast. You can try this in a progression, a 2-5-1. So if I have a D minor, G7, and resolving to that chord instead of a C. So it's a whole different journey that you get now in the landing place. So as you see, this kind of thinking can be applied over any bass note. I can pick, for example, F sharp next, and figure out what kind of chord that's rooted on F sharp can contain E natural and B natural within its construction. And whatever option I find, that can potentially be a direct substitution for my C major 7 chord. So one option, for example, very easy, F sharp minor 9-11. The E natural becomes the flat 7 against the F sharp, and the B natural becomes your 11th. So that sound substitution for your C major 7th chord. And again, you can apply it in a progression. I can have D minor, course, you can go through every note of the chromatic scale, and of course there's going to be multiple options over each one of those notes. Even on an F sharp, I could have played an F sharp suspended, or maybe over here. Again, an F sharp 7 sus 4, and you can add any extension on top of that. E still is a flat 7, and B is the 11th, which is a suspended note. So there's multiple options over each one of those chords. So how about an A flat as a bass note? Now if A flat is the bass note, then E becomes the flat 13 or sharp 5, and B natural can become the sharp 9. So we get an A flat outer chord, which will be a very cool substitution for a C major. And so again, in a progression 2, I can select D minor, G7, and then A flat outer. Right, and again, you can combine the A flat outer with the C major to get a nice effect of like playing 2, 5, 1, and then the outer one, which will be the substitution of A flat 7 outer in the place of a C major 7. So this game, if you continue to go up, you're going to find tremendous amount of chords in the hundreds of options. Again, if I go to A, we'll get an A minor, the B is the 9th, and E is the 5th. That's of course the relative minor of C. But this can also be an A7. It can be an A suspended. That would also have those two notes, an A7 sus 4 with the 9th, E still is the 5th, and B is the 9th of that chord. So that can be an option instead of the C major 7. If you go to B flat, E becomes the flat 5, and B natural becomes the flat 9. So I can have a B flat 7, flat 9 sharp 11 chord against that C major 7 that we initially are substituting. And of course the list goes on and on. I can go to B in over a B bass note, E becomes the 11th, and B is the root. Well, we can have tremendous amount of chords. I have B minor 11, I can have B suspended, and so forth, right? B minor major with the 11th in it. A lot of chords. B half diminished with the 11th in it. I mean, there's some great textures we can have. You can also apply it to full progression. If I take a 2-5-1 in the key of C, I can extract the 3rd and 7th of D. So in this case it will be F and C, and find the chord that contains that as in its construction. Instead of a D minor, the F and the C can be also found in a G minor 11. So a G minor 11 would contain F as the flat 7th and C as your 11th note. Then I can respell the G7 as an F major 7 sharp 11, and the resolution can be to an F sharp minor 9 11. So that can be a cool way to play a 2-5-1. And of course, all the different voicings you have on the fretboard can make that super fun. I can have a G minor 11, for example, here. Going to an F major 7 sharp 11, and going to a F sharp minor 9 11. So here's a few very quick possibilities too that you guys might want to experience. How about we substitute my C major 7 chord with an E major 7. In E, the note E is the root, obviously, and the note B is the 5th. So I have an E major 7 chord in the place of C. So if I do a 2-5-1, D, G, and then E, so I have that sound. It's a very cool sound. Alright, here's another quick one. How about we substitute C major 7 for a B minor 7? And again, in that chord, E becomes the 11th and B is the root. So I can have my 2-5-1 resolve in this way. About we do C sharp minor 7, and so that initial C major 7, its 3rd E becomes the flat 3rd of C sharp minor, and its 7th B becomes the flat 7 of C sharp minor. So a C sharp minor 7 or with any extension on top of it would have the same function as a C major 7 in a tonal progression, because it contains the same 3rd and 7 within its construction. So now I can have something like this. idea. There's plenty of options worth exploring, and they can lead you to whole different harmonic journeys. So I definitely invite you to guys check it out and try to apply it to everything you guys are doing. And again, if you're interested in delving more, learning all those voicings I was playing, as well as checking out this in much more detail, I would leave some of the links to the publications I have available already with the videos and backing tracks and a lot of other resources in this video, so you guys can check them out. But thanks so much for watching and for checking in, and I'll see you soon.